In this video, I want to talk about deliverance from marine witchcraft. I'm not going to open the books of the occult and teach about marine spirits. I've made several videos back, I believe 2 years ago, in which I've spoken about marine spirits briefly. I informed you about them and how they operate. So if you want, you can watch those videos. In this video, I want to remind you certain important things about marine witchcraft. Marine witchcraft is witchcraft that's practiced collectively, often on a small village or on a part of town, for example in a block, or it can be at a high school or at a college. It's just on a small collective. Or if it's a broad operation, it can be in a city center. Marine witchcraft, what it does is, it numbs the people's senses down without people being aware of it. And because the senses of people have been numbed down, they can't notice warning signals. Now, this is not in the absolute sense. You can have people on the marine witchcraft, and when they are about to cross the road, they watch if there's a car coming. That part of them works perfectly. Or when they see something sharp, they know, I don't touch that. So I'm not saying numbing down in the absolute sense. I'm talking about emotionally numbing down. Marine witchcraft numbs you down emotionally, that you don't sense the danger emotionally when it's there. So a part of the population, because marine witchcraft always works on a part of the population, because there are always some people upon which it doesn't work that well. Those are affected by marine witchcraft. Their senses, especially emotionally, have been numbed down. For example, it can be that in a community there are leaders that display pedophilic tendencies toward children. Now, if any guy out there would show such closeness to a child, people would get enraged and the guy would be in big trouble. But now you have certain leaders, whether church leaders or people in the corporate world, that are doing this openly, also in the media, and people see it. It's obviously disturbing, but they're emotionally numbed down. So they don't sense the danger that some violation may be going on, even if it's obvious. What's going on? That population is under marine witchcraft. So because they're under marine witchcraft, they don't even notice that those men are displaying pedophilic affection towards children openly. So those guys that do it are quite proud in doing it, because they know the people are under marine witchcraft. People won't get it. And here's the thing. If someone is sitting there in the room, who's also watching TV, the TV with the crowd, and the guy sees this and he's not under marine witchcraft, he gets terrified. He becomes angry, thinks, what the heck is that guy holding that kid like that? Huh? But if he expresses concern openly, everyone will turn around him and ask him, what's wrong with you? They will see him as a problem. They will notice his negative reaction. And when he points out what's going on the screen, people just can't grasp it. They can't grasp it because they've been numbed down emotionally. Their brains don't capture the danger. And marine witchcraft is so powerful because it's shared by a collective. Common witchcraft is done on individuals, but marine witchcraft is done on a collective. And because the programming involves traumatic imagery that's repeated over and over again, and also music is used, and because it's shared collectively by many people, the spell is so strong. That's why in certain countries, well, maybe not today anymore, but that's why in history it happened that in certain countries you can't say anything bad about the leader. Because if you do, the people that hear you talk bad about the leader, they would attack you themselves. Why? Because they've been trained, they've been bewitched to endear the leader, no matter what. And anyone does endear the leader triggers the pain of their conditioning. They trigger the pain of their traumatic tie to the leader. So they take it out on anyone that criticizes the leader. And marine witchcraft isn't only something used in politics, okay? It's used in a corporate world. You have certain corporations, all the employees working there, now, Not absolutely all, but you get what I'm saying. Almost all of them are on some kind of marine witchcraft the moment they begin to work at that corporation. That means they don't notice warning signals that the bosses are going too far. It can be that many people work at that corporation, they're paid far less than they should be paid. Or they work too many hours, they get exhausted, but they just don't notice it anymore. They are under marine witchcraft. Or it can be that in a neighborhood there is this family that terrorizes everyone. Their kids are like the big bullies, they harass everyone else, but nobody dares to say anything about it. And the one that dares to stand up is attacked by everyone else that's also harassed, has been harassed by that family. Because that family whose kids are harassing the neighborhood, they are using marine witchcraft on the neighborhood. They made pacts with marine spirits, which are demonic entities living in the seas. They go to sea lodges from time to time to gather charms, and they work all these charms on the place where they live. You have people that own corporations that use marine potions on to satanically anoint, honestly, to charm the buildings of their corporations. And the high top, let's say the CEOs, know about it. The local managers may know nothing, but those higher in hierarchy of the corporation, they know exactly what's going on, and they need to agree with it also. Because it's the marine witchcraft that makes a corporation successful. You get what I'm saying here? The reason I'm talking about it is that you understand what's going on. There are, for example, you can have certain friends, you hang out with them, one of them got a job at some corporation, and since he or she got a job, of course they have a job, so you don't see them that often anymore, but since they got a job, they really changed. You sense that they have this weird stare in their eyes from time to time. They're not possessed or anything like that, but they have this weird stare at them. Why is that? They have been bewitched by the marine witchcraft that's on that corporation. And now, when they relate to you under the spell of that marine witchcraft. And without them being aware of it, they are influencing you. So if you remain too long in contact with those friends, you'll be drawn into the spell of the marine witchcraft also. Because marine witchcraft is highly addictive. Once people are under a marine spell, they get so attached to the chaos and to the confusion that the spell is putting in. Normally, when someone is being spelled, there's confusion, and once individual realizes the confusion, they become uncomfortable and want to get out. But with marine witchcraft, you get attached, you get endeared to the confusion, and after a while, you don't see that confusion anymore. So you become a willing participant of the spell that's keeping you in chains. Marine witchcraft, therefore, is quite dangerous. But you know what? You agree with Christ. So when you agree with Christ and you walk by faith, you remain free from marine spells. Well, I want to inform you about this. Now you understand why some people act so absurd and backwards. And often those are people that are highly intelligent. They are under a marine spell. Pray for them. But for you, agree with Christ. Keep them at a safe distance. You can have contact with them, you can walk in love towards them, but be alert. That being said, be at peace.